Oh, fun.
Like a proper international, the speedometer doesn't work.
Well, that's good. You know, we don't need that.
Welcome to the shop, and by shop I mean the cab of Johnnie Rev. I'm Jared, and this is Wrench Every Day. Today, Pira and I are actually on our way to surprise a friend at his open house and car show. Originally, I was going to be down in Florida filming. Unfortunately, I had several trees fall into the house, which affects my travel timing. That is sorted, but it did allow me to make it to this open house and car show, where there's going to be some very, very nice trucks, which, let's be honest, Johnny isn't one of them, but it's a perfect time. Get in the truck, drive it, let Pira enjoy the drive, and get out there and see some friends. But before we get to that drive, I need to actually jump back to Site B to share a very important message with you. Let's talk about a serious topic. I'm talking about, of course, ALN. You may be experiencing ALN right now if you've got pets, children, spouses, broken exhaust systems on their car. ALN. It lowers your quality of life, and it's time that you do something about it. And of course, by ALN, I mean annoying life noises. And today's sponsor, Cove Audio, can help cure you of ALN with their improved active noise canceling headphones. Building from their starting platform, the previous generation of their active noise canceling headphones, they've taken them and made everything a little bit better. You now get slightly larger and more comfortable memory foam ear pads that managed to fit my big ol' head a lot better than before. Now I can wear them longer, maximizing that 32-hour battery life that you get playing your music. And if you throw them in your bag, you can get up to 700 hours of standby on a single charge. Also built in is a high-definition microphone, so you can have your phone safe on your toolbox while you're in the shop working on an engine. And if someone calls you, one quick button press on the headphone and you can take the phone call without touching your phone. And just as important as keeping sound out, you've got to keep sound in so you don't become the source of ALN for someone else in your family. The headphones do a fantastic job of keeping you from having excessive sound bleeding. You can hear a little bit of sound, but we open it up and you can just hear how loud these headphones are playing. And close them back up, it gets quiet. You hear a little sound, but you're not going to be an ALN to anyone else around you. With the holidays coming up, it's the perfect time to get a gift for yourself or anyone else in your family. Using our discount code WRENCH68, you can save over 67% on your own pair of the new 101N active noise canceling headphones. And if you act fast, you can enjoy free shipping as well. Information is in the link in the description below. We appreciate your continued support of the sponsors that we work with, and you're going to regularly find Cove audio equipment in our homes, in our shops. There are products that we love and are affordable and provide great value. Let's get back to the video and wrenching. Now, the reason we jumped to Site B is I was actually filming another video, but unfortunately we needed some parts for Honda Rousey, so we'll delay that video. But we are now back in Johnnie Rev, and we are going to take a nice drive through the North Georgia country and go visit a friend. Hi, Pira. You want to drive again, don't you? You don't like sitting. Oh, okay, kisses. All right, let's get to driving. We are at site GRC, Randy's shop, who's helped us so much building the Johnnie Rev. He was holding an open house today that, again, I was originally going to miss, but thankfully, well, maybe not thankfully, a tree did hit my house, but was able to make it. So we are here with a field of a lot of tremendous, awesome scouts, good people that we're all going to take some time to meet, and figure you guys have enjoyed the International so much, so let's look at a big collection of them. this is one we had to show everyone. It's a very beautiful Scout. We've got the traditional old school KC lights in the front and a very pretty paint job. But if we look under the hood, that's not an International engine. That's actually another cousin of the LS like Johnny has. And we just look at the beautiful detail, the really cool, can't tell if that's a sticker. We'll ask the owner in a second. Stripe job on the truck. It is just a very clean, beautiful truck. And for a little bit more information, it's the owner, Joe. So,
hi, yes, it's a 79 Scout 2 with a LS1. The graphics are a two-piece graphic, so that's the way it came from the factory, winter white with the graphic. It's only for the 78 and 79 model year. Most of the work was done by Mike Moore at Scout Co. in Harrisonburg, Virginia. And I'm from Virginia, over in Charlottesville, so I drove here to be with a bunch of international fanatics.
It's a contender for one of the prettiest. I do like the smooth intake instead of the plastic intakes. Just everything looks fantastic. Continuing some of the cool trucks that are here. Unfortunately, not everyone wants to be on camera. This is Marcus's 1970 Scout 800, and it's an SR2 model. International is really good about having special limited edition trucks to make them a little more appealing to sell. Back in the 60s and 70s, you'd see auto manufacturers almost completely redesigning vehicles year to year, where International kept the body style almost the same, so they adjusted trim levels. An SR2 got upgraded seats, door cards, chrome wheels, chrome bumpers, a rear seat, and its hardtop actually had sliding windows instead of fixed windows. Another fun part about every International is there's always a story about acquiring it. Marcus found this truck on Craigslist and it was being given away. When we got there to pick it up, he was told there was a possum living in it, but the guy had gotten it loose and was no longer in the truck and it was safe to transport. They drive the truck several hours home on a trailer, and once they get home and open the hood, right in the engine bay was a very angry and confused possum trying to figure out why his house just was moved 3 hours away. So Marcus has worked along. This paint has been refinished. He has cleaned the frame. It has gotten a spring-over axle conversion where the leaf springs, the suspension, used to live under the axle. It's now on top, which picks up the ride height. And right before a show, you should conduct major fuel injection and carburation changes. Up till about midnight, they were putting together the Holley Sniper EFI system, and yeah, it started up midnight with the obligation of coming out to the car show today. So questionable choice, but I definitely approve getting rid of a carburetor. And amongst the beauties, there is always a beast. While it's not the most beautiful truck, it has some really cool trick things. The rock sliders are actually the mufflers for the truck. The exhaust kicks out. There is some baffling through there to keep it calm. There are holes everywhere. It is kind of so rough and tumbled. It was at the Nationals event where the top 3 in each class would receive a trophy. It was entered in a class of 2, and it didn't win a trophy. It's a face that even the mother maybe wouldn't love. But I love this truck, and the reasoning is, several years ago, we were having just kind of our fun get-together, meet and greet camp out. I brought the 800, and we were running up a creek, and I was trying to get turned around, and unfortunately, the front quickly sunk into the sand past the tire, and this is the truck that drug me out. First, he just started with a tight rope and tried to pull it, didn't move it, and he was told that he needed to yank the strap, where you back up, have a nice running start, and he took off. It's the first time he ever had an opportunity to recover a truck, and kind of forgot that it wouldn't necessarily pop right out. So as soon as he reached the end of his strap, his elbows introduced themselves to the roll bar, which prompted him to put on his seatbelt. 3 more tugs, and it shattered its drive shaft U-joints. We repaired the drive shafts in the creek bed, finished dragging my truck out, and so despite its slight rough around the edges, it's going to be a Scout where it can go anywhere, do what it needs to do, and be beautiful in its own rusty, spray-painted black way. This awesome looking truck here with this beautiful patina is Randy's wife Kelly's truck. And I've got a fun story with this truck. Quite a few years ago, going to the winter meet and greet that the Southeast Binder Association hosts. My truck wasn't ready, so they offered me this truck. Exactly like it sits. I jumped in and drove nearly 2 hours with the group to Greenville, South Carolina in 4-degree weather. So, as you can imagine, it was not the warmest of rides, but it's a story, and that's why I love these trucks. Again, just some really nice, cool, beautiful trucks. This truck used to have about a 13-foot lift kit, it felt like. Nicky, the owner, really awesome guy, a little bit short, and we always teased him about compensating. So he actually dropped it to stock height and just turned it into this amazing show truck. It has done a good job, won lots of awards. Quite consistently, it gets best paint. And again, this just goes to show there are so many different ways and calibers of enjoying your Scout, your off-road. These are all internationals. It doesn't matter if you are a Miata guy, a BMW guy, Volkswagen guy, classic American muscle, wherever you fall into your particular automotive enjoyment, even within that segment, there's a dozen different ways to enjoy your vehicle, unless you want to stance your car. Don't do that. And in the cool survivor category, once again, you have another special edition international vehicle. This is a Scout Traveler, meaning it's a little bit longer. You have more room in front of that tire so you can accommodate your family. Midas edition. It came with the special color. One of the things that sets the Midas most apart is its insane headliner interior colors. There's so many ways and limited editions that came with very unique and 70s interior choices, and this is a fantastic survivor from the era. We've got this really cool truck with, I guess you can call it a Fotina paint job, or I don't know. This is Levi, Old Iron Off-Road, does a bunch of these trucks. So is this a Fotina or kind of preserved something?
This is a product of covering up somebody else's handiwork with a paintbrush and a roller. We actually pressure washed any of the old house paint off the truck that we could, sanded it down from there, and just clear coated what was left. It was a product of like a little bit of cleanliness, a little bit budget, and a little bit it looks better than what was there. So this is where we are.
Other than a really cool kind of overlanding awning here to get out of the sun, what's some of the cool features of the truck?
We've actually got a 1-ton running gear under the truck. There's a Kingpin Dana 60 front, 14 bolt rear. It's locked front and rear. Heavy duty bumpers, front and rear, full cage. This truck's basically built for overlanding and a huge stupid factor, just to get out and beat and disappear and have fun.
Yeah. And it is a Traveler, correct? Where we got the extra 6 or 8 inches?
Actually 18. Extra
18 inches. Yep. Oh, wow.
18 inches. Yep.
Well, we don't all want to add that. That may not be. And then under hood, we're still on international powertrain, right?
Yeah, stock 345, fuel injected. We did add GM Hydro Boost and a hydraulic assist steering setup for the big tires and big axles, but otherwise stock 345.
So again, international engines, they aren't horsepower kings. They make plenty of torque, and they go forever. They were in power plants and water pumps that would ran at 3,000 RPM for, I think, what is the rating? 3,000 hours at 3,000 RPM?
Yeah, they were made to put on the red line and stay there.
So the Hydro Boost is this setup here. Traditionally, when you have a braking assist, it is done via engine vacuum, and you have that large brake booster. These are out of, again, GM trucks where it uses the power steering reservoir. And then that hydraulic ram, the way you would traditionally have power steering is it would come to your steering box and it would apply all of its steering leverage through that arm. But when you add these ram systems, they bolt in onto your tie rod instead of putting all your steering pressure through the drag link, and are fixed to the axle there. And it provides a substantial amount of power assist and get those wheels turning with, can you do it with a finger?
Yeah, it'll turn 38s. You can actually, I've put these against a big round bale of hay before, and it'll actually push a hay bale or a rock or whatever you want to out of the way. It's a must-have, anything over 37.
Yeah. And then these are really cool winches. They look old, and there are old antiques, but you can still buy an Warren 8274 brand new. And off camera, we were talking about in Europe, they do rock crawling races, but you're allowed to winch them. And we were just commenting how it's insane how much they will hot rod this winch. You can buy so many accessories where you can run Levi's seen 4 motors where they run them at 24 volts, all kinds of crazy gear reduction. So they get maximum spooling speed, so it's less about crawling the obstacles.
How fast you can winch.
Yeah, your spotter
cable.
grabs the cable, runs up the hill, and you just rip the truck up the hill, which to me kind of takes the fun out of it. But I appreciate the ingenuity of building up a really cool old style winch that's just that robust to be an insane race wrench. So really cool truck. Thank you, Levi. I'll actually leave a little comment to Old Iron Off-Road where you can see this thing crawling around and doing some work. So if you remember Jason, who had the Lexus that we went drag racing with, this is one of 3 of his internationals. This is a 71 Travel All, not a Traveler, Travel All. They're like a Suburban in that the roof doesn't remove, and they are 1 inch longer wheelbase than the Travel All. What's kind of cool is, like the Johnnie Rev being a 71 D series truck, it has this 1 year only, which is kind of a problem when it comes to finding parts. Nose cone, that real cool grill surround. A lot of times when you see this orange, it is a roadworks truck. Lots of counties and municipalities would buy internationals because they work so great for construction vehicles. But this originally came this kind of sea moss green, but early in its life was then painted a roadworks orange. But it also had vacuum canisters and some other weird features about it, or I guess you can say quirks and features. And we have the theory that possibly this was a rural county school bus, that this would be driving up and down the county roads and picking up kids and taking them to learn. Something that's worth sharing that you wouldn't expect in a 1971 would be power step rails. I think that was a really rare option, that you had to dig really deep in your ordering catalog to be able to get that. That's kind of a cool piece of kit on it. But just beautiful design. Has the really cool way that it's a little tricky so I won't show it, but this would flip down, and that is how you will roll up and down your rear window. Uh-oh. Don't tell Jason. Uh-oh. And we've made it over to good old Johnnie Rev with Mary, who is kind of the godmother of every international owner. If you are a member of any of the international clubs or go to any of the international shows, you're going to meet Mary. And I figured you would give me the nicest but most honest opinion of this. So you know the history of the truck.
Correct.
And how it's moved hands through the Southeast Binders Association with at least a dozen owners. But what do you think of what Randy and I have done to it?
I think it's really neat. I think the history of it is really fun. The guys have really done a lot to it. It's got a Corvette suspension. It's got the LS swap on it. Looks funny when you first look at it inside because you think of a higher engine, but because it's Corvette, it's going to be lower. I love that they can go as fast as they want to go. Scares some people to death, but it's really fun. It looks original in its original shape. It's kind of like, okay, you got it. You don't have much power at the outside. But when you get in it, I'm hoping that we're going to go fast because people have said, oh, we better hang on. But we'll see in a little while what happens. We'll see what the reaction is because I haven't been in it.
Yeah.
Don't know.
So as Mary's hinting, we're going to go for a test drive in the truck, and we're going to let her experience Johnny. Now again, he's not necessarily fast standards, but it doesn't take a lot to be fast for international standards, right?
Correct. That is correct.
Let's put on a camera and go for a quick ride.
Okay.
Steering is very sensitive because it's rack and pinion.
Okay.
So if you drive it like a normal international, you'll go into the ditch.
You'll go to the
proper international, the speedometer doesn't work.
Well, that's good. You know, we don't need that.
That's not all the way down.
That is fun. Oh, that is ball.
Right turn there. Now, how's the exhaust note?
It's good.
A little loud?
No, I like it. I like it. So are you gonna refinish it, or are you gonna just let it be the way it is?
No, we're gonna let it be. Everyone's asking me, when are you painting it? And I'm like, he's worked 49 years to look this good.
Yeah.
All right, so we're back at the shop, and what do you think now driving Johnnie Rev?
Oh, I love it. Can I have it? Can I have it? Can I?
You can't
Can I?
have this, but
Oh, man.
I was supposed to ask you a question.
Okay.
You own a Postal Scout, right?
Correct.
Which is an old right-hand drive, two-wheel drive. Would you like a setup like this in your Postal Scout?
Oh, I'd love it.
So,
I would love it. Let's go.
I don't know that Randy's ready to jump and do another one, but he might, because that'd be a fun truck. So.
Yeah, let's
So-
go. I can do it. It was really fast. I like it a lot.
Well, perfect.
A lot.
And as you can tell, the sun is going down now, which means the day is wrapping up. Also, a lot of the trucks have started their journeys back home. Some of the guys, again, coming from many states away, which was awesome to see them visiting for the open house. I was glad I was able to kind of drop in and surprise Randy, since I was supposed to be in Florida working, but Tavarish will be fine without me for a couple more days. So thanks again for hanging out with us with the unusual episode where we toured the trucks. I'm Jared, reminding you to always make questionable choices and enjoy your cars, whatever they are, and check in on your friend. Oh, also, if you saw, not official yet, but new logo and merch coming soon. We'll have an episode dropping all that information, but a little sneak peek because I decided to wear the shirt. We'll see you.